family favorite. Creamy, quick, delicious, and oh so cheesy. Whose mouth doesn't water over macaroni and cheese? It's the symbol of comfort food.
I would have to say that it is one of the great comforting foods of all time.
Cheese expert Clark Wolf is an authority on this all-American classic.
It's one of those experiences at the table that actually is as good as an adult as it was as a kid. I mean, you remember being happy. You remember being with mom and dad. You remember it being crusty at the top and bubbling and waiting for it to come out of the oven. And you remember all those things.
Although it's as American as, well, apple pie, the inspiration likely came from the British in the 1700s, who mixed cheese with cauliflower. Mac and cheese's big moment, though, came in 1802 when President Thomas Jefferson served it at a state dinner at the White House. Since that day, the simple combination of macaroni, cheese, and butter has been an American staple, especially during tough times.
You know, we have re-entered the macaroni and cheese economy.
Now we're going to stir in our cheese sauce mix.
Kraft macaroni and cheese, with its unique Day-Glo orange powdered cheese, became America's best-selling brand during the Great Depression.
In 1937, when Kraft macaroni and cheese was first created, it was actually one of our sales reps who put together a grated cheese along with the macaroni.
Eileen Sharkey Rosenfeld is with Kraft Foods.
The idea of having both things together in one package was just revolutionary.
While Kraft's familiar blue-boxed stuff has fed generations of families, the cheesy concoction is now one of the hottest trends in food, from cookbooks to sleek restaurants.
The total is $21.75.
Mac Bar in New York City serves nothing but mac and cheese with 12 different flavor combinations.
I'll have a margarita.
Chef Mike Ferraro puts a new spin on the old favorite.
Mac and cheese is kind of like a blank canvas. A little bit of salt, a little truffle oil. We can just get creative and taste. A little bit of Tabasco sauce. Fresh scallion, that's the best part of tasting all day. We top it with a lot of Fontina cheese.
More cheese.
More cheese.
So low-cal? No.
No.
A little slice of heaven?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Owner Mark Amadei designed the Very Yellow restaurant as a tribute to the food he loved as a kid.
Everything about this concept, from the logo to the design of the space to all the packaging to t-shirts, is meant to exalt macaroni. It's been very successful.
So successful, mac and cheese has even made its way to fine dining. We tagged along with Clark Wolf to visit New York's ultra-exclusive Waverly Inn.
Now, this is quite simple and delicious.
Where his friend, Chef John DeLucy, makes perhaps the most opulent mac and cheese you could imagine, topped with white truffles worth its weight in gold.
Treasure, how much was this, Chef?
Right now we paid, today we paid $1,900 a pound.
And how much is this?
This is probably, well, that's $400.
The dish isn't really on the menu, but word has spread. How much is the mac?
Today will be around $95.
$95. And still, about a third of the restaurant's customers order the white truffle special.
Macaroni and cheese.
It seems even at that price, mac and cheese is as comforting as ever.
For dinner is macaroni and cheese.
What's on the menu during a lockdown? There's the food we think we should be eating, and then there's the food we really want to eat. We're in the checkout line with Mo Rocca.
It doesn't have its own aisle at the supermarket.
Let's bake a cake, let's make some cookies. Treat yourself.
It's not one of the 5 basic food groups.
I haven't bought these in so many years.
Everybody's snacking more because everybody's at home and bored.
But if it were, right now, it would be the most popular.
As everybody tries to navigate this pandemic, people really reach for some things that really just provide some, instant comfort.
Comfort food. It means something different to all of us. I don't want to put you on the spot, but have you got any Vienna sausages?
We do have Vienna sausages. We've got plenty of them.
Jeffrey Temple is with Portland, Oregon's Fred Meyer grocery chain. For his family, comfort food tends towards the spicy, salty snack food variety.
So things like, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Flamin' Hot Funyuns, and, barbecue Pringles are essential for my wife.
But for many, comfort food means old, familiar brands. Prego pasta sauce, Duncan Hines cake mix, and Campbell's and Progresso soups have all been flying off the shelves.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardee.
I think my grandfather and my great-uncle would be ecstatic to think that their food was bringing comfort to people now in a time of need.
Anna Boyardee, grandniece of the Chef Boyardee, and her son Jack aren't surprised that sales of the canned pasta jumped 146% compared to this time last year. Note to viewers, do not confuse Chef Boyardee with SpaghettiOs, which are up 38%.
The brand is 92 years old, so it spans a lot of generations.
Including the greatest generation. During World War II, Chef Boyardee fed U.S. troops.
All of those generations have this really positive, warm connection to the brand.
This isn't the first time that consumers have turned to shelf-stable, affordable foods in a time of crisis. During the 2008 recession, sales of Kool-Aid and Kraft macaroni and cheese spiked.
American cheese melts in a way, like the way it melts on top of something, there's nothing else like it. That plasticky quilt of perfect orange cheese. It's so good. I've traveled the world.
Food writer, chef, and TV host
tasting everything.
Samin Nosrat thinks that the way these foods feel, literally, explains why people are turning to them now.
I think soft foods are really comforting, honestly. Maybe it reminds you of being a baby. I don't know.
It's interesting you bring up soft, because I have to tell you, I love this.
No way!
Yes.
I love that you're just sitting there eating it.
But eating processed foods out of plastic tubs doesn't equal comfort for everyone.
I see a lot of baking, both sweet and savory, happening. The whole world seems to be interested in making bread.
Yes, the good old-fashioned oven is hot once again.
One of the greatest things I think right now that cooking can offer us is a little bit of an escape from our heads and from our worries. You're forced to smell and see and taste and touch, and that gets you out of your head and into your body, which is so important right now.
Well, it's interesting. It's like you're drawing a distinction. There's comfort food, and then you're talking about comfort cooking.
Yeah, and I do think for me, and I hope for other people, that it's also something that we can derive pleasure from.
There is no one recipe for comfort food. It's whatever floats your gravy boat.
I actually find vegetables to be really comforting, but that's not what I'm hearing people are being drawn to, because if there's other hardship and other anxiety, you just want that thing that's going to make you feel like a warm hug. And for a lot of people, that's not a spinach salad. Yeah.
I got a gal
in Kalamazoo.
For Kalamazoo, Michigan's Michelle Bates Phipps, a pancake is simply a canvas. The real magic comes with what's added.
Banana walnut, apple cinnamon. My next batch will be oatmeal raisin cookie flavor.
Her latest creation, carrot cake pancakes.
These are just baby cut carrots.
Baby carrots, you can use regular carrots, but baby carrots are easier because you don't have to peel them.
Okay, okay.
Because I'm all about easy.
Michelle is someone who chooses her words carefully. Did you always love carrots?
That's a good question. I would have to say I have not always been a fan of carrots.
And yet these carrot cake pancakes won a blue ribbon from the popular recipe website, Just a Pinch. Tell me about the moment you found out that you'd won.
It was like oh, I won another award. That's great.
You don't sound all that excited. Someone who is excited by Michelle's pancakes? Her husband, Willie Phipps, a blind jazz musician. Tell me about Michelle's pancakes.
They're delicious. That's all I got.
Go ahead.
I'm making pancakes in Kalamazoo. You know that song? Kalamazoo.
First really American cookbook has hoe cakes in there, which are basically pancakes, but they're made with corn instead.
Food historian Ken Albala managed to write a whole book about pancakes.
The recipes really proliferate in the 19th century, and it becomes one of those quintessential breakfast foods and something that's really going to, give you a lot of energy throughout the day.
And you might need that energy to wait in the line at Nashville's legendary Pancake Pantry.
Come this way.
Where the pancakes sell like hotcakes. Dave Baldwin is the owner of this half-century-old institution. What's the biggest mistake people make when they make pancakes?
Over beating the batter. There should be lumps in it when it's still just a liquid batter.
Is that right?
Yeah, lightly mix it. Let it sit a minute.
The sheer variety of pancakes here keeps this place packed 7 days a week. Southwest cornmeal pancakes. Caribbean pancakes. Whoa. Raspberry delight. Wow.
That's a big bite, son.
But the bite I'd been craving was from Michelle's carrot cake pancake.
Let's try some.
It tastes like carrot cake.
It's great, isn't it?
This calls for a toast. Who said breakfast can't be a special occasion?
This unassuming little soup just might bowl you over.
It is a chunky beer and cheese with beef and bacon.
How's that for a mouthful?
Guy soup.
It is guy soup. This is guys, you might be sitting down to watch a football game or something. And
You have actually designed a soup to go with watching a football game?
we have.
Mark Alexander, president of Campbell Soup North America, says the chefs in the test kitchen are encouraged to soup things up.
We're making many more flavors. We're making literally hundreds of flavors.
After all, the country is growing more diverse by the minute. So what are some of the more adventurous ones here?
Well, I don't know if you're into jambalaya, but there's a jazzy jambalaya with chicken, sausage, and ham, and kickin' buffalo-style chicken.
Even the new packaging is a little uncanny. But with 2 billion containers of Campbell soup sold in America each year, there are some old standby recipes the company wouldn't dare touch, like chicken noodle, made with engineering precision.
Chicken noodle soup has 32 feet of noodles in every can.
How can that be?
It has been measured, and it is true.
I can see people at home, opening a can of soup and lining it
Lining
all
up?
just to check it.
I recommend it.
Another mind-boggling trade secret lurks in every can of chunky sirloin burger.
There's about 8 or 10 little mini burgers in each one, and each one has little grill marks on them.
So how do they do that?
Well, we can't tell you that.
So they have tiny little grills that they put them on? or-
Little chefs and little
Tiny
grills
little
and
chef.
little flippers, yeah.
And you thought soup was boring. Nope, soup's on. And somewhere, Andy Warhol must be smiling.
In this busy kitchen in Brooklyn, New York, life is a daily grind. And from ground meat comes meatballs. Lots of meatballs.
How many meatballs are you making a day?
It's out of control. 7,000 meatballs a day.
No.
And in 54 varieties.
We have the Thanksgiving meatball, 3 turkey meatballs with 2 stuffing balls with gravy and cranberry sauce over mashed potatoes. It's something that I crave all year round.
Can we have a little toast, actually?
After 20 years of friendship, Daniel Holtzman and Michael Chernow can finish each other's sentences.
Every culture celebrates meatballs.
Nobody kicks a meatball out of bed.
And just as easily, it seems, they've realized each other's lifelong dream of owning a restaurant together, the Meatball Shop.
I compare meatballs to the New York Yankees. They're classic, and they always win. And that's just sort of the way...
Unless the Red Sox win.
Right.
Just like this year.
And these guys really hit one out of the park. Since opening the Meatball Shop in 2010, they now have 5 locations around New York City.
Does it surprise you, or did you kind of know right away we're onto something here?
You ever throw a party and you have that anxiety that no one's going to show up?
Every time.
Well, we had
right?
like a $500,000 party, and it was all borrowed money.
And the guests came rolling in. Meatball specialty restaurants are now everywhere, from California to Connecticut.
Meatballs have taken off. Meatballs are hot, and some people are kind of pointing at you.
I think that there was a meatball wave coming, and like surfers, we caught the wave. But the truth is the meatballs were in the zeitgeist, and we caught on.
Go for it, in, girl.
Do you mind?
Call it zeitgeist or just call it dinner. One thing's for certain, meatballs are on a roll.
That's a good sandwich.
Meatballs.
If barbecue is America's food, like jazz is its music, then Lockhart is its Big Easy. In this tiny Texas town, smoke and smells billow from 4 historic barbecue joints, and they're all considered some of the best in the world. On a recent road trip between gigs in Houston and Austin, I stopped for a roadside meal with my friend, brother, and longtime road companion, Frank Stewart. It's something we've done many times before. By trade, Frank is a photographer. For 30 years, he's crisscrossed this bountiful country with me, documenting our lives as musicians and making it all look deceivingly glamorous. You know, this is the place I told you about, Chet. We're going to see Frank. But Frank is also a Memphis blues man who knows everything there is to know about some barbecue.
They got good barbecue down here in Texas.
Years ago, he helped create, with New Orleanian Lola Eli, the Bible of barbecue books, Smokestack Lightning. So this is what you were saying is better than what we have in Louisiana?
Yeah, pretty much.
Today we met up with a modern ambassador of barbecue.
Daniel Vaughn, nice to meet you.
Thanks. Daniel Vaughn is the barbecue editor of Texas Monthly.
Y'all ready for some barbecue today?
Yeah. More than ready, more than ready.
Give us 2 thick slices off there.
He's the country's only full-time barbecue critic for a major publication. Man, look, we're going to see if this matches up with Louisiana. Let's see.
All right. Ready to dig into this here?
His goal was to teach us Southern road dogs a thing or two about Texas barbecue.
In those old meat markets, they didn't have any refrigeration, so the meat that was left over was maybe starting to get a little rank. So put a lot of salt and pepper on it, throw it in the smoker, you prolong its life for a couple more days, you can sell it as barbecue.
Let me open this in here.
At Crites Market, the imposing yet ever humble pit boss, Roy Perez, exemplifies what Central Texas barbecue has to offer. Acres of post oak wood are used to fuel fires that smoke briskets and prime ribs for hours. The result is so close to perfection that sauce is not only not needed, it's not allowed.
I like the fundamentals of it.
It is all about the simplicity. It's all about the meat standing on its own. This meat's just kind of out here vulnerable.
Believe me, it was vulnerable. His worst fears got realized. So his worst fears.
Here in Lockhart, people can argue all day as to which barbecue joint is their favorite.
Well, I'm Kent Black.
But there's only one owned by the same family 4 generations later.
Been here how long? 81 years. Yeah.
What's the key to you all's longevity and success?
We just love each other.
Today, the joint is run by Kent Black and his son Barry, but his soul belongs to Grandma Norma Jean and Pop-Pop, 88-year-old Edgar Black.
I'm standing on their shoulders and trying to continue to cook the way they taught us.
In the business, that tradition is called low and slow cooking. Their meats are often smoked almost 3 times longer than most.
You just got to dive right in.
A technique even an amateur can appreciate.
Oh, yeah. See? You thought that was going to be tough, didn't you?
It's creamy, man.
So tender. When it smokes slow and slow like this, it all starts to melt. It just starts to fall apart. I mean, you can just
You can just pull it apart just like
that.
that.
A cake or something, a piece of pie.
It looked like a meringue.
It was. But who's to say if it's those extra hours on the smoker or all that family love that really makes the difference?
You know, these are, you know, the best parents in the world, and I learned a lot from them, and they've worked hard, and they've taught us so much about how to treat our customers and our friends and our family. And
I can't be any prouder of these two than I am. I just hope they enjoy what they're doing.
With folks like the Blacks and the sought-after burnt end of a brisket, it's hard not to leave Lockhart feeling full in more ways than one. And for a tired traveling musician on the road, that means it was a very good day. Yes, it was.
Behold the humble tater tot, that staple of American casseroles and cafeterias. And like the cult film Napoleon Dynamite that made them famous to a generation.
Napoleon, give me some of your tots.
No, go find your own. Tater tots were created on the Oregon-Idaho border back in 1953 by Nephi and Golden Grigg, co-owners of the Ore-Ida Potato Company. The brothers were looking for something to do with all the odd bits of potato left over after cutting French fries.
It was scraps. It was trash.
Dan Whalen is a food blogger who's written an entire tater tot cookbook.
They put the scraps together, put it in the deep fryer, and realized that it would be delicious.
Delicious, but not popular initially. The problem, if you can believe it, was that tater tots were too affordable.
People not only knew it was scraps, but the price point was very low. And classic, like, economics, they just raised the price. And people are like, wow, these must have value to them now.
They're bite-sized potato nuggets.
Eventually, Americans fell in love. And last year, according to industry statistics, we ate something like 36 billion tater tots. And it wasn't just at bowling alley snack bars either.
Making fancy tater tots. Sometimes they're called pomme paillisson.
Tater tots have appeared on the menus of some of the finest restaurants in the country, like Chef David Kinch's 3 Michelin star rated Manresa in Los Gatos, California. Dan Whalen, who works out of his Boston kitchen, doesn't have any Michelin stars, but he has explored the tater tot in all its nuggety glory. Like tater tot nachos, better known as...
These are tachos.
Tachos.
Cheers.
To tater tot latkes with caviar.
What's the price per tot here if you factor in the caviar?
I don't know, $3, $4.
A tot? I just ate $6 worth of tater tot. I'll make sure I really enjoy this experience.
And to a holiday classic, just in time for Thanksgiving.
This is the tater tot stuffing. It is all the ingredients you would use for stuffing, but instead of bread, tater tots.
Do you feel like this is a dish that could actually keep a number of American families together? Because when they're talking about the tater tots, they're not talking about politics?
If the food's that good, then that's all you're going to talk about as a family.
The tater tot has become, truly, a hot potato.
I'm Seth Doan in Italy, sampling tortellini in brodo, that's broth in Italian. It's traditionally a comfort food for the holidays, but in 2020, it's welcome in any season.
If I have to take one dish to a desert island for the rest of my life, this would be it.
That's saying something for Rolando Beramendi, a chef and cookbook author.
Did you put tortellini in brodo in your book?
No, I didn't, because it's so complicated that I think it would be very difficult to translate. It's incredible.
Even he leaves it to the experts. That means for a good 30 years, he's come to Trattoria Camillo, a 4-generation family restaurant in Florence, where they make it look simple.
As Leonardo da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate art of sophistication.
First, owner Chiara Mazziero gets the pasta or sfoglia as thin as possible. Then there's the filling and the flourish.
And we make the triangle, close at the point. This one comes down. Tortellino, perfetto.
She's made a few tortellini in her time. Just how many?
Qualche milione. Some millions. And then you've got the filling here.
Her recipe for the filling, ground pork and turkey, mortadella, prosciutto, and Parmesan cheese, was her father's. He was from Bologna, which lays claim to this pasta, and where it fills stomachs, storefronts, and has taken on almost mythical status. One of the tall tales of tortellini is that an innkeeper spied on Venus, the goddess of love, through a keyhole, and then created a pasta in the shape of her navel. Today, the pasta itself is lust-worthy, and aficionados say there's only one way to truly appreciate it.
You worked so hard to develop this sfoglia with the eggs and that filling. The only way is you exalt all those flavors by putting it in brodo.
At Bologna's Paolo Atti and Sons, the skilled hands of Etta Grandi can turn out 350 tortellini an hour.
Quindi si deve sentire solo il ripieno.
You don't want to taste the pasta, you want to taste the filling.
Esatto.
The Bolognesi are religious about their tortellini. Owner Francesco Bonaga told us they had some of theirs hand-delivered to Pope Francis.
Il vescovo spiega al Papa.
Here he said you can see the bishop explaining to Pope Francis that tortellini must be cooked in broth.
Anche il Papa ha ascoltato.
The
Pope listened.
Attentamente.
Yes, he added, with great attention.
The tortellini is going to absorb all the beautiful succulence of that broth.
Rolando Beramendi explained the broth, vegetables, and hearty cuts of beef, all strained before serving, is essential to the balance of this specialty.
What's more important in this equation, the tortellini or the broth?
That's a tough question. It's almost like to be or not to be, right?
This comforting dish is so simple yet complex that some believe the central ingredient deserves to be celebrated as a hero.
The eyes of the world are on Atlanta today. But what about the stomachs of the world? Well, if they're at the Super Bowl, there's a good chance they'll end up at a Waffle House.
There's something that appeals to everybody, whether you're a Southerner and you love grits or whether you have to have the hash browns. It is a Southern atmosphere. It's a Southern menu. It's Southern.
Founded in 1955, the first Waffle House was just a tiny rectangular box.
I think it was a neighborhood restaurant.
That original location, now a museum in Atlanta, is where I caught up with Waffle House spokesman Pat Warner.
In the 50s, there weren't a lot of restaurants. Everybody ate at home, so eating out was kind of a fun thing to do.
The food was cheap, made to order, and, as a nutritionist would say, calorically dense. The chain has grown to over 2,000 restaurants these days, mainly in the South.
We got folks who will drive past 2 or 3 Waffle Houses to go to their Waffle House because that's where their server's at, that's where their cook's at.
Employees like grill operator and server Julia Williams.
You know, I have to come see y'all when I'm here.
All righty.
Williams is the quarterback, the Tom Brady, if you will, of this particular Waffle House in North Atlanta.
Order scrambled dry wheat plate on 2.
Handling details and making decisions on the fly.
Breakfast side, flip it over for the lunch side.
I was her rookie backup. So this entire restaurant, this is all riding on me?
Pretty much.
That's a terrible idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. And it quickly became apparent, I don't know, I was uncoachable.
Butter's right there.
It didn't help that Waffle House basically has its own language.
Order scrambled on 2. One's a biscuit plate.
Plate means hash browns because it's going to be the plate.
And it's smothered and covered.
For instance, smothered means with onions, and covered means topped with cheese. There's no way I'm going to remember this. And when it came to actually cooking the eggs, I was somehow even worse.
Look down your line.
Oh my God. Everybody stop ordering food. I need some time. It was clear that I was unqualified to make the food.
Thank you, Luke. Good job.
So I figured I'd at least eat some of it. Okay, a lot of it, with Atlanta Magazine food critic Mara Shallop.
It's basic food. It's like mostly brown. You don't see anything green on this menu. It's meat, starch, and sugar, and butter, and grease, and everything that's comforting and wonderful.
Waffle House also prides itself on being a comfort when things are anything but wonderful, staying open through hurricanes. FEMA even has a name for it, the Waffle House Index, meaning if a storm is severe enough to shut down a Waffle House, then the government knows the area has been hit hard.
When I get a Waffle House craving, I have to go.
Regardless of the hour?
Apparently, because it's pretty late right now.
Of course, staying open 24/7 means Waffle Houses are pretty much the go-to destination for late-night eating.
This is probably the only place that's near us that's open. And cheap.
She said it's always better when you're drunk.
Wait, who told you that?
My mom. My mom.
That's a bold parenting move. Is this going to be helping you guys out tomorrow morning when you get up?
For work, probably.
Yeah?
Yes.
When today's Super Bowl is over, of course, the victors, they'll have their spoils. But the losers, well, at least they'll be able to smother and cover their sorrows at the Waffle House.
Working from home, the new commute most of us are taking is to our refrigerators, which prompts these thoughts from chef and Sunday Morning contributor Bobby Flay.
Today, I'm talking to you not as the high-flying, battle-till-I-burn-down-the-building Iron Chef you see on Food Network, but as the father of a young professional just starting her career, and as a son of a father who is vibrant and sharper than any knife in my kitchen. But he's on the upper side of his 80s. I worry about them for very different reasons. But the nervousness comes from one common denominator: coronavirus. I'm also the person who just closed over a dozen restaurants since this all went down. The aftermath of what has been well documented by what seems like every chef and restaurant owner in this country. The loss of thousands of jobs, incurring untold debt, and realizing nearly 40 years in an apron literally went up in smoke in less than a week. As individuals, we deal with these moments differently. As chefs, we cook. We celebrate, we cook. When we get depressed, we cook. It's how we show our love. It's how we self-medicate when our therapist isn't available. During 9/11, it seemed like every chef in New York banded together, and we became brothers and sisters forever, mostly feeding the rescue workers at Ground Zero. In this case, we can't be together to band together. We're told to keep our distance and quarantine ourselves. I have cooked no less than 3 meals a day at home for the last week. I work the stove constantly in between watching the news, making very hard phone calls, and every once in a while, binging on a show that I don't even like, just to distract myself from what I know the future will hold. I find myself reaching for ingredients that would create these Sunday night dinners. I'm using my skills as a chef, not to be clever, but to be resourceful. So meatballs and tomato sauce served with spaghetti one night becomes meatball sandwiches the next. I had some frozen shrimp with their shells, which I peeled, and I used to make shrimp stock. Then I used it to flavor some rice. I made old school chicken soup with whole chicken, and the overcooked meat was used for chicken salad sandwiches. And then there was the roasted chicken with lemon and spices, inspired by everyone's favorite person, Ina Garten, that I served with Caesar salad and roasted sweet potatoes. No microgreens or trendy ingredients. I bought what I could find in the market. It felt like Sunday night, every night. And for now, that's okay. I'm saving my energy, taking one day at a time, because I know someday soon, it will be my time to put my chef coat back on and run through the thickest brick wall ever erected in my lifetime. I owe it to my family and my friends. I owe it to my team. They expect me to lead, and I will lead the only way I know how. It will certainly include a sharp knife and a pair of tongs.
There is hardly a more maligned meat than Spam.
Spam, 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 spam. Hormel's new miracle meat in a can.
But if you think it's just a culinary punchline, you haven't spent enough time here. The Hawaiian Islands, known for their trade winds and rainbows, are also a spamaholic's paradise. In fact,
no state eats more.
So it's a staple. Everybody eats it here. How are we doing today?
On the island of Kauai, at the Foodland grocery store that Orlando Dutute manages, Spam is as plentiful as sunblock.
I can't believe how many different varieties you have. This is amazing. It's a rainbow of Spam.
I know, 14 flavors.
14?
14 varieties, yeah.
There's Spam with cheese, Spam with garlic, with turkey and jalapeno, and nothing says aloha quite like Spam-flavored macadamia nuts. In fact, the taste of Spam is so popular in Hawaii, you can even order it at McDonald's.
We call it Hawaiian prime rib or Hawaiian roast beef.
Hawaii's love of all things Spam started during World War II. Millions of pounds of the stuff were shipped to GIs in the South Pacific, largely because it didn't spoil in the tropical sun. But when the servicemen left, the Spam stayed and just became part of the island diet. By far the favorite local dish is what's called a Spam musubi. It looks a bit like sushi. Robert Kuboto's grandmother taught him how to make it the island way.
It's like Asian culture, Western culture, everything was mixed up, put it all together, wrap it in nori, and here you go.
Spam has even entered the kitchens of the touristy restaurants, like Tiki and Iki, where ordering the Spam burger has become as daring as the owner's blue hairdo.
So what do the tourists think?
Most people say that's the best burger they've ever had. Or, oh my God, it was good. It was amazing.
The cocktails have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Mixing Spam in with the ground beef was Michelle's husband's idea. Music legend Todd Rundgren. Remember, Hello, It's Me? Rundgren says he wrote that, and plenty of others, while eating plenty of Spam.
He has been eating Spam since he was little.
Really? No worse than a hot dog.
No, it's not.
It's way
better than
better
a hot
than
dog. It doesn't have any snouts or anuses in it, as far as I know.
You can't say that on TV.
Yes, you can.
Say that.
The good folks at Hormel Foods, an ocean away in chilly Austin, Minnesota, tell us that Spam is mostly pork shoulder and salt, and not much else. Spam is cooked in its own can. They rattle through the plant at an astonishing pace. Donnie Temperley is vice president of Hormel's grocery products division. How many cans are coming off here every day?
We're running about 395 cans a minute, so we've created a real Spam highway right here next to us.
Since its invention in 1937, Hormel has sold 8 billion cans.
Spam is the meat that you should buy. Spam is different, and here is why.
But marketing the food with the quirky name has always been a curious challenge. At first, Spam was touted for its canned convenience.
Fabulous to eat, taste the pork and taste the ham in Spam.
Then, for its versatility.
You don't say ham, you say Spam. Spam is real spiced ham.
But it was Monty Python,
Spam, 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 eggs and Spam.
who did more for Spam than perhaps any commercial ever could.
Could I have egg, bacon, Spam and sausage without the Spam? What do you mean? I don't like Spam.
Spam's marketing director, Nicole Bainey, says Spam's kitsch may be its best selling point.
People make up love songs about Spam. We have a fan that actually created a rocket out of Spam cans. People make musical instruments out of Spam. So there's a lot of fun that's had out there with our brand.
Not everything's funny. Hormel wasn't laughing when Spam officially entered the dictionary as a word to define unwanted emails.
And we're excited about it.
But Hormel's CEO, Jeff Ettinger, says the company realized that having a sense of humor about its flagship product was really the only way to go.
I think maybe our low moment with it was when we decided to sue the Muppets. There was a movie they put out, I Am Spam, that had a Spam character that was an evil character, and I think that was kind of a turning point to say, I guess we really need to be with the joke.
This seemingly indestructible meat has been matched by its indestructible image. It's fed armies, it's helped America through recessions, and has endured as a true slice of Americana.
In the blue and yellow pan. Say Spam.
When
Noah Verrier makes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And you slice it diagonally, not
Diagonally.
across.
He always debates which side goes up.
I like the jelly on the top, I think.
And he's also finicky about the matter of milk.
It looks good, yeah.
But he's not going to consume this snack.
Beautiful.
He's going to paint it. Now 44, Verrier's career as an artist exploded when he posted a similar painting on the social media site Reddit in 2020.
It said that you got thousands and thousands and thousands of likes.
And so many views and comments, and they were pretty much all good at that point.
Then what happened?
We had a huge blow up on Twitter at the time. That was in 2022. It was a grilled cheese sandwich, and that was a huge turning point.
And so from his home studio in Tallahassee, this classically trained artist who used to teach art at Florida State University began turning out paintings. Hamburgers and fries, Chinese carryout, Spam, pancakes, jelly donuts, popsicles, and any number of hard and soft drinks, all sold sometimes for thousands of dollars on eBay or his own website.
You've been called a junk food painter. Do you like that title?
It's fine. I mean, I don't call myself that. You know, it's these simple pleasures in life that we've turned them into art. Now you can look at them and you can enjoy them, and there are less calories when you're looking at them.
He takes subjects from his life, from our life. They're very relatable, especially for the millennial generation. These are our still life objects.
Andrew Cantella, a New York-based independent filmmaker, was captivated when he spotted one of his favorite childhood snacks called an Uncrustable paired with his now favorite drink.
All my friends like espresso martinis. I have an Instagram account that represents espresso martinis.
To get it, he outbid 27 others in an eBay auction last summer.
Is it okay to ask you how much you paid for it?
Yes, I believe this one was $2,500.
Similar paintings now go for more than double that. And Verrier has been hired to create works for clients like McDonald's and Domino's. Then there are celebrity commissions. The PB&J we first saw him painting has already been sold, he says, to supermodel Gigi Hadid. And this one, featuring items found at Taco Bell.
Got the Mexican pizza with some flowers and the Baja Blast.
Verrier told us is destined for music producer Benny Blanco, who found him on Instagram.
These are kind of more white.
And Noah Verrier says all this success has given him much to be grateful for.
Thank you for giving me this gift that I can do this. I'm going to try to do it the best I can. And that's just kind of a prayer, I think.